Hello everyone, it's Rena the Slow Knitter from Atlanta, Georgia. How are you? It's episode number 35. Welcome. This episode is called hashtag knit all the things, because I am knitting all the things. And guess what? We have a giveaway. So I'll go into the details of the giveaway soon, but let me get some things over with right away. Plus I have a lot to report. Because, as you know, I've been gift knitting, but I have been sneaking in a little selfish knitting. But I wanted to bring you up to date on where everything was. So I'm going to consult my notes on my little iPad here as to what we're going to be talking about. First of all, I want to welcome back all my subscribers. Thank you for continuing to tune in, and welcome to some new hopefully new viewers who have found my podcast, and hopefully you'll subscribe. You'll want to subscribe when I tell you more about the giveaway. All right, so here are my notes. Here we go. And here's where you can find me. I have to get this over with, and I'll pop it up on the screen so you'll know. It's Instagram and YouTube, Facebook. I'm known as The Slow Knitter, and on Ravelry, I'm The Slow Knitter ATL, short for Atlanta, where I'm from. And I also have a podcast Ravelry group, the Slow Knitter podcast Ravelry group, where we have a sock knit along and a hat knit along, and you'll find that all there. Anyway, let's get to it. First of all, I wanted to let you know that there will be a giveaway. I will be talking about it very soon in this podcast, which involves this bag and these beautiful skeins from Barnyard Knits. That's all I'm saying. I'll be back with that point. Anyway, look, I have an FO. I had a little tutorial about the FO, so you can check that on my channel about how to make sure you have a jogless join in circular knittings. But this is my little nonsense hat, and it's made with Malabrigo, Madeline sock yarn, held double, and forms sort of a sport DK weight. It's for my sister-in-law. The pattern is a little nonsense hat. I think the last time I showed you, I was almost done with it. I'm done with it. It's blocked. It's dry. And gonna put it away and wrap it and send it off to Rye, New York, where my sister-in-law resides. I love this hat. I'm gonna do another one for my niece. I'm working on that with some Wonderland yarn, so that will be fun. It is a fun hat to knit. It's never boring. So that's fun. One FO. But there's lots of news about whips and giveaways and new projects, but you know, I'll try and stick to my notes. All right. Let's talk about my whips. I have a lot in progress, and a lot of them is gift knitting, because that's what I talked about in my last episode, was gift knitting, to be sure we have gift knitting. Also, I'm going to take a little bit of a turn and talk a little bit about the lighting of this episode, the lighting in this podcast. I got a new lighting kit because I noticed that my last few podcasts, things took on like an orange tone. I didn't like that. So after consulting with some podcasters and some friends who know a little bit about filming, they said that I had to get a lighting kit. So behind the camera are these two umbrellas with some bright, sparkly bulbs that supposedly are going to brighten up this look. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Okay. A little digression. I'll get back to the real thing. Let's talk about my whips. Now, the last time I talked to you, I had some things that were almost done. Not quite done. So I'm reaching over to make sure that I get that. My friend Sarah English Perry, who I'll talk about again, remember that name, designed this top knot hat. I think I showed you before. I'd done it in O-loops yarn. It's a cute newborn hat. It's got this, it's adorable. And this is for my little third cousin. His name is Sawyer Kevin Johnson. He was just born about 6 weeks ago. So this should be fine. They live in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where they're going to need a hat very soon, if not right now. So anyway, so Sawyer's going to get this hat, and I'm excited about that. But you can't give Sawyer a hat without making sure you have a hat for his big sister, Sienna, who is going to be 6. So on the needles right now, soon to be finished, is Sienna's little hat. And it's made from Madeline Tosh. I think it's Sport. I don't have the label. But I know that it's clay pottery colorway. And it's going to be a little bigger. I'm debating whether to do tassels or another tot knot. I don't know, but I'll get there. But I don't really have that much more to go. It'll probably be this before I bind off. So it's not. And the yarn is really, really wonderful. I mean, it's got all the right colors. She likes all these colors. And it's, yeah, it's going to be pretty. So, tot knot hats. This one, I think, will have a tassel. Yay! So, yeah, that's in progress. And that's, listen, if I just worked on this today, it would be probably done by tomorrow. But you know that's not what I do. I never work on one thing at a time. I am the furthest thing from a monogamous knitter. So I think about the fact that if I really just concentrate all day on one thing, I might actually make some progress. What is the joy in that? Not for me. I love touching all these projects. To me, it's like the joy of starting new things, the joy of, oh, I'm going to make progress on that. Except that when you're working on too many things, you get a lot of nowhere. Anyway, I have been concentrating on one project. Let me tell you what that is. For the longest time, well, since I started sock knitting about 18 months ago. And I really enjoy it. I really like it. And I love to have a pair of socks on the needles at all times. In fact, right now I have 2 pair. One that's been neglected and one that is almost done. And this is a 2 at a time. I've never done 2 at a time socks on one needle before. So let's see, for the last 18 months, I have been looking at, studying, Yolanda of HappeeKnits has a great 2 at a time toe-up sock tutorial. It's so detailed that you don't even have to look at a pattern. You just follow the video and it tells you everything. So I got brave and I decided, you know what? Now's the time to do tat. Now's the time to do 2 at a time. I am holding this in my Renee from Lowlands original project bag. She made a prototype especially for me for a 2 at a time project bag. I love it. I love anything Renee does. I mean, her sense of style and fabric choices and sturdiness of project bags is right up my alley. And I really like drawstring because, okay, how many of us have gotten yarn snagged on a zipper? Way too many. Anyway, and I decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to experiment on some of Christmassy sock, Regia or something, a German manufactured yarn rather than one of my beautiful indie dyed sock yarns. Well, this is 2 at a time toe up using the Flegel heel. Now, I would say I am 70% done, which is pretty good. I was hoping to be a little bit more done before this podcast, but I'm not. So here they are, 2 at a time, and they're even. You know me, I'm not always even in my socks. But, you know, this pattern is a typical Regia self-striping. It was Christmassy. A friend of mine also has it. She thought it reminded her it was summery, but then when she looks at it again, it's more Christmassy. I do like it. The Flegel heel, I'm going to debate that. I've tried a number of heels, as you know, if you follow my sock journey. I've tried German short row. I've tried Afterthought. Afterthought for me is still my favorite, but there's absolutely no reason why I couldn't do Afterthought on this as well if I wanted to. I do like it. It's a little fiddly. I mean, I heard that 2 at a time can be a little fiddly, but I think I've got the rhythm down, and I think I'm brave enough to do it. I did a Turkish cast on for the toe, and you can look that up. I'll put a link for the tutorial on below. I enjoyed it. I also want to try 2 at a time cuff down. And I've watched some other tutorials about how to do that, and that is where you start it on magic loop and then you take one off on double points, put it back on after you do the other one. Anyway, I'm going to try that too because I'm forever experimenting on my socks. But I really like this. I'm finding that I've done this on a size 1, 2.25 millimeter needle, 40-inch cord, 100 millimeter cord. I think they're fine. They are a bit big. I've tried them on. I'm wondering if it's not the Ridgier yarn, which is a 4-ply yarn. It's a little thicker, a little heavier. I don't know. But I did today. I went to a yarn shop and I bought some size 0 and also 100 millimeter cord. I'm going to try that on these socks. Somebody else told me to go to a 0. I'm a very loose knitter, so I might do that. But yeah, I'm really happy with these. I mean, these also could be done like by tomorrow. Not too many other things to do and going. Anyway, yeah, I'm happy with these. Really happy. I might give them they are a little, let's put it this way. This is my first time doing 2 at a time, so there are some rough spots, shall we say. So I may not be giving these away. I may be holding on to these, but anyway. Just thought I'd give you an update. 2 at a time, yay! I have a lot of support from this community for doing this. A lot of my friends have done it, and they love it, and so here's mine. At least it'll be even, and I'll have a pair when I'm finished. That's the benefit of 2 at a time. Yeah. Okay, very happy with that. I also wanted to tell you about my Ashburn shawl, which I'm reaching for. In my field. Bad with my pins. What's this pin of? This knit bent. Oh, Knitrovert. Yeah, Knitrovert pin from yeah, and my Grocery Girls pin. I'm forever indebted to the Grocery Girls. I think they were the first or second podcast I ever watched, and I was so thrilled with the idea of podcasting from these ladies. I wrote a whole blog about them. I love them. Anyway, I'm doing this Ashburn shawl for my friend Beverly, who's my dearest, oldest friend in Atlanta. And I think last time I spoke to you, I showed you a little of it, but I've made a lot of headway, and I'm a third of the way through. I'm on to the second color. I love this pattern. It's Melanie Berg. It's called the Ashburn Shawl. I'll put a link below to the pattern and to the yarns I've used, that I'm using. So, I put in the second color, and it's really come a very long way. So this is a third of the shawl already. Yeeks. Wait, my needle's stuck through. Okay. This is the third of the shawl already. I mean, this is pretty big. It's going to be, so this is the second color. The first color is Marte by, it's Malabrigo. Let's see. I guess it's the fingering. Because it's, yeah. Anyway, but the colorway is Marte, and I'll put all these links below. The second color is Dream in Color Swooshy. It's a merino cashmere nylon. It is so super soft. I'm not kidding. But the pattern changes. It is really typical Melanie Berg. A lot of fun to knit. Always interesting, whether it's striping or an odd kind of stitch. And the second part, which is the second third of the project, is all about slip stitches and holding yarn in front, yarn in back. So it is truly magical to knit. I love it. I love it. So, and I weave in my ends as I go, just because I feel like I'm seeing more the finished product when I do that. Yay! So that's Ashburn. So that's, and then the third color I'll put in is Tosh Merino Light in the Whiskey Barrel colorway. Oh, I don't need this color anymore. I'm finished. This is the Marte. Love it. And the third color is Whiskey Barrel, Madeline Tosh Merino Light. It's sort of a blackish, brownish color. I think once I add it, it will just bring everything together. So that's my third color. So right now I'm on second and then third in my field supply bag, which, you know, I love. Yeah. All right, so that's that. So that's the hats, finished object, another hat, my socks. Okay. Oh, I think I mentioned to you that I was doing a Vera Valimaki shawl. It's called Driftwood, and I'm using Driftwood yarn from my friend Karen of I Knit 2 Purl 2 Yarns. This is yarn. It's got some gold in it. It's got some browns and tans. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful. But the pattern is, you can't really tell. It's sort of hard to tell. But you can see that it's mostly lace. It's got a lot of lace in it. It's really pretty wonderful to knit. And I like this shape. I like the rectangular wrap shape. So this is going to be pretty long, but the whole thing is charted and it will grow. So it'll start at this width, but it'll get like that. Yeah. I love knitting this. And I just, this, I don't know, 6 or 8 row repeat, and it's great. It's great to follow. And I love it. I really love working on it because I love the yarn. I think sport weight is one of my favorite weights of yarn. I love fingering, love it, but sport also. I really like sport. All right. Let me see if that's all I had to tell you. I have to check my notes. All right. Driftwood shawl, Ashburn, no nonsense, finished hat. Yes. Okay. You want to know about the giveaway? Okay. I'm going to tell you all about the giveaway now. I'm very excited about this giveaway. Let me gather everything up and I will be right back and I will give you some exciting details. Okay, hold on. Okay, so as many of you know, my friend Sarah English Perry is a knitwear designer. She's designed, you check out her Ravelry store. She's done a lot of cowl work and she's the designer behind these baby hats that I've been talking about a lot. She also is a pretty special sewist. I mean, she is a wonderful sewist. She's made clothing. She's just has that kind of gift. I do not. I've tried, but I do not have that gift. Anyway, so she's been dabbling in some project bags, and I have one of her prototypes, and she's made some pretty special, elaborate, wonderful, gorgeous project bags for some of her close friends, and it's really just been one by one. But she's decided, let me dip my toe into whether or not I can do this. And so I've been encouraging her, as others have as well. And I think she posted whether or not she should sell it or give it away. And overwhelmingly everyone said, give away, please. So we did a joint giveaway about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, on the top knot hat that she had just designed, the baby hat, where I donated a skein of my yarn. Now, as many of you know, and those of you who don't know, I seriously do collect indie dyed yarns. Some I use and some I just like to look at and touch. Okay, it's a little kooky, but I really love indie dyed yarn. So, and there are some that I follow a lot, and some that I collect a lot, some that I use, some that I just like to look at. One of the indie dyers that I've been collecting and actually using some of is Kim from Barnyard Knits. I think her yarn is, her touch with colors is really extraordinary. It's special. To me it is. It has a kind of sophisticated and elegant touch that I don't see all the time with certain indie dyed yarns. So Sarah English came over with this project bag that she made out of Jen Hewitt fabric. And those of you who sew know that Jen Hewitt fabric is pretty special fabric. So she made this project bag, and I don't want to call it anything but what it is. It's definitely, I thought I dropped it, definitely one of Sarah English's very special bags. And she's waxed this, so you can't really tell, but you touch it, you can. And she's done this really gorgeous project bag that has got drawstring, which I'm very attracted to. It's got 1, 2, 3 inside pockets, which are great for holding yarn labels, patterns, and needles, and anything else you use. And it's very buckety, so it will sit up when you're knitting, which is really exactly what I like anyway. So she said, do you want to do another joint giveaway? And I said, yes, you must. Let's see what I've got, because let's see what I've got with some unique, extraordinarily beautiful Barnyard Knits yarn. Just because I just want everyone to use Barnyard Knits because it's so lovely. So we're rooting through my stash, and out comes a Winter Wonderland Christmas kit, minis, that I purchased last year, that I saw. And it matches exactly this bag. I mean, you could not, if you wanted to, pick something out that was more perfect for this bag than this Barnyard Knits mini skein kit. Just look at these together. That's the giveaway. And so you get a handmade with really super duper excellent, beautiful fabric, and you get to sample, or you get a Barnyard kits. They're 20 grams each skein. One's actually got a little sparkle on it, this one. But these blues and pinks, if that doesn't, I could just gush at how perfectly it matches this bag. So that's the giveaway. I will tell you, we'll put some details up on the giveaway in the next couple of days. I'm just going to put these in the bag here. You'll get some other special goodies with it, as well as we always do with giveaways. And you'll get an extra entry if you subscribe to my channel. So you'll see all the details in that, but I'm telling you right now, particularly for those viewers who have not subscribed, you'll get an extra entry to win this, which is always good. So Sarah English is going to set the rules. It'll be similar to our last giveaway, but I'm telling you, this bag is fabulous because it's light, it sits up, it's pretty good. Anyway, that's our giveaway. So listen, as soon as you see the post, you'll see a post from me and you'll see a post from Sarah English. Make sure you subscribe to this channel so you get an extra chance of winning these gorgeous Barnyard kits, Barnyard Knits minis. Great project bag. That's a giveaway, yay! So gorgeous. God, I don't get, this is really, okay. Giveaway. Love it. Love it. So please subscribe so you have an extra chance to win it. Yay! All right. Let's get on. Let's see. So look for our post on Instagram from The Slow Knitter and from Sarah English Perry Designs. Okay. That's all about the giveaway. Let me tell you about some new yarn acquisitions I've bought with specific projects in mind. I'm going to insert a picture here. Marie Green of Olive Knits has posted a new pattern, and the pattern is called Brunswick. And it's sort of like a little tea. It's beautiful. And Tuscan Knits yarn has collaborated with Marie to develop the yarn for the pattern. I mean, you can use any yarn you want, but the Tuscan Knits yarn is great. So a friend of mine and me decided we were going to go ahead and do it using Tuscan Knits yarn. On the pattern page, you'll see it when I insert it. On the pattern page, the main color is sort of a creamy black, a creamy and green speckle, and the bottom is an olive green. I was sold out. The main color was sold out by the time I got around to ordering it. But I got another colorway which is very similar, only it's more tan, and it's Kodikas Knits. Here's her label. Oh, get out of the way. Kodikas Knits. I'll put a link below. And this is called Down in the Glen, and it is a superwash in her Fife line, F-I-F-E, Fife. And it is beautiful because it has a lot of this green speckle, and this is the green that goes along the bottom of the sweater. And you can see that. Again, that's her label, and the green is called Goldberry. It's sort of a goldish, greenish, and with this, so you get two skeins of the main color, because it is sort of t-shirty, and one skein of the bottom of it. And you can see from the insert of the picture where the bottom is. It's sort of t-shirty, A-line, and has the sleeves like come up to here. My friend and I decided we're probably going to continue to cover that. Yeah, you get it. Anyway, it looks like a pretty straightforward knit. I know that she uses Japanese short rows. I'm excited about that. She has a great tutorial with it. The pattern is beautifully written, so I am anxious to get started on this. I'll probably get started on this sometime in the next few months. I'm not doing this right away. I have too many other things on the needles that I'm dying to do. I am also doing, and I'll insert a picture here as well, Espace Tricot. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I know I'm probably pronouncing the second word right, Tricot, but I'm not sure the Espace, E-S-P-A-C-E. It's a little yarn shop. It's a great yarn shop in Montreal. And they put out a pattern called Turtle Dove, and I'll insert a picture of that here. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I love this thing. And then I think it's a free pattern, which is amazing. But it uses Woolfolk. And I've never used Woolfolk yarn before. And it's their Luft line. And it's I don't know what it's made out of. Wait, yeah, I do. Wait, I'm reading it. It's merino and, 55% ultimate merino and 45% organic Pima cotton. Oh, it is, they have so many beautiful colorways, and you can actually get this yarn at Espace Tricot. I ended up getting it at River City Yarns, and here's the label, Woolfolk, and it's their Luft line. And I've done some swatches, and it's really, the problem with the sweater when I first saw it was that it is, you start with a 9 and you do a 10. It's actually 10 and 10 3/4, but in the US it's 9 and 10. That's the yarn wound up. Let me try to hide myself. I have trouble with larger needles only because they hurt my hands a lot. But I'm also a very loose knitter. So I swatched for this. I'm not actually going to start this until the first of the year. But I swatched for this in an 8 and a 9 because I am so loose. And it came out perfect. So I'm actually going to do an 8 and a 9 instead of a 9 and a 10 3/4 or something. So that's perfect. So I'm very excited. And I saw a couple of, I think, Espace Tricot posted when they were in Rhinebeck, people that were actually wearing this sweater. It's turtleneck, it's very A-line, it's sort of, I want to say tunic-y length. There's two ways to end it. You can end it with a rib, or you can end it with just a curled edge on the bottom. I'll probably do the curled edge because I don't have a sweater like that. And I'm excited about doing it because it will knit up very fast compared to the sweaters I usually do, which is usually on a 6 or 7, and it takes a little longer. So we'll see. I mean, I did the swatches. I enjoyed working with it. I'm excited about working on that one. So if you like it, I'm going to put a link to all these patterns and all these yarns below. Now, you know, I'm in a hat knitting mode. I'm in hat knitting mode. I seriously, 1, 2, 3, I have 4 hats on the needles right now. But they're Christmas gifts and they're fast, so, and they're fun, actually fun. They're just super fun to do. But I'm reaching down. I got this book from Quince & Co. when it came out a few months ago, Plain and Simple. I actually got the book. You can get it as an ebook, but I love getting the book. And I love Quince & Co. I mean, it's one of the first yarns I've ever worked with years and years ago, and they just hold a special place in my heart, Quince & Co. Anyway, I am going to do, out of this book, a couple of my friends have done some of the other patterns in this book, and they've really enjoyed it. I am going to actually do, I'm going easy on myself because, you know, let's not forget that I am sort of a new sweater knitter. So I've completed 2 sweaters. One's a Hohe Raglan sweater, which I loved. I did in Madeline Tosh DK. One I just did in Barnyard Knits, my Comfort Fade Cardi in Barnyard Knits kit. This I'm doing is, I'm going easy on myself. This is the Shadbush hat. It is fun. It's got stripes and all that. Now, I've never worked with the yarn. I've never worked with Owl. They're owl based, which is, I guess, they're worsted. Yes. And it's very, very homespunny. So I purchased the yarns that the pattern, that were on the patterns, this white, this creamy color and this sort of brownish color. And I'm going to give that pattern a try. And we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I don't know when I'm going to try it. I'm hoping over the next couple of months. And if whatever I don't use of these, I might make some mitts that go with it and also coordinate it. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see. What do you think? Yeah. So that's what I'm going to do on that. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to show you something that I just had a discussion with a woman at a yarn store about. Hold on. I'll be back, and maybe you can help me with this because I'm a little nervous about it. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, many of you know that I am, who isn't, a big Caitlin Hunter fan, Boylan Knits. I love her work. I don't do a lot of her work. I've done one of her pieces, her color work, Cowl, and I loved doing it. And so I would love to do another one, but I'm not brave enough to do one of like the Takasuma sweater or the Sipla. Or I'm not that brave to do color work and a sweater because I'm still learning sweater structure and how to do sweater. So one of the things that I've purchased and I've saved and I keep looking back on, and I'll show this to you, is the Kodikas Shawl. This is one of her designs. It's beautiful. I mean, it's just one of those things that I keep thinking in my mind, what have you got for that? What have you got for that? That's just fantastic. And that's a shawl that will take me a long time to do, but that's okay. I'm okay with doing it, but I love the idea of doing the color work. And there's enough solid parts of this shawl that would be fine and wouldn't, you know, the color work is, I kind of feel like it's not as intense as some of the other color work that she's done, because there are large swaths of just plain knitting. Okay, so I've been thinking about how I can use that. So in going through my stash the other day when Sarah English and I were going to stash to find my Barnyard Knits minis for her and our project bag collaboration, I remembered that I bought a whole lot of DK yarn from So Happy Jane, Heather of So Happy Jane. And I don't know if I bought this together. I don't remember. I need to go back. Or I bought this separately and it just kismet-y fell together. I'm losing one of the bands around the yarn. I didn't want to do that because I wanted the color. But these colors are just dying to be something together. I know they are. I don't know what it is. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh yeah, it's got to be the Kodikas Shawl. It's got to be that shawl. We have one speckled, which is this one. I'll hold it up. Right. This is her label. It's spectacular. I love this blue. I'm a blue person. This blue is pretty fabulous. This sort of rosy mauve color is also pretty fabulous. This is all her DK base. And then this gold is heaven. Heaven. It's all DK. The Kodikas Shawl is a DK shawl. So I thought I'd put these together and they would be perfect. What order I put them in, I don't know. But a tip that I picked up from KnitStars, and this is probably not a new tip to many of you, but for me it was new. When I saw KnitStars 1, and then Julie Aslin and her husband were on it. And it was sort of like, if you have something and you want to know whether or not they will go together, make sure you put them together, take a color photograph, and then take a black and white and see if there's any tonal change. Well, I did that with these. I took different orders, whether it's, I think I had this, let's see if I can hold this up right. This, ooh, not dropping, and this as the order. Well, tonally, you can't really tell the difference. That might not be a bad thing because the shawl is sort of not distinct, but I'm missing either a lighter color or a darker color. So I changed positions of these, and maybe I'll go first with the gold, and then this, and then I don't know. I was changing positions, took lots of photographs, regular color, in color, and then saved them in black and white as well, just to see if there's any contrast. And it just wasn't enough contrast. And I just left a yarn shop and shared these pictures with the woman at the yarn shop, and she said, you know what? It seems like you need a more yellowy gold, because there is a fair amount of gold in here, and it's more of a bright yellow than it is this sort of brownish gold. So she suggested that I go a lighter on this, and then even lighter on the pink. So you would have that. I'm going to fool around some more. If you have any suggestions, I would love to hear it. Again, black and white, these are tonally not that different, and I think you want it. She suggested I take a photo of a black and a white yarn and see the difference between them in terms of crispness and clarity and distinctiveness. But there wasn't very much tonal difference between these. There's like one tone. Anyway, it's fun to do that. So if you have something that you're trying to figure out, take a color photo of it and then take a black and white and see. Why not? Anyway, I love these yarns. I want to use them in something, and I love the Kodikas Shawl. So to me, it would be like a match made in heaven. The other thing I thought was to go ahead and swatch it in different order and see which ones stick. Because she has some charts in there, and just like pick up some things from each of the charts and see. So I may do that. When do I have time to do that? I don't know when I'm going to have time to do that, but I'm going to try it. Because I just love these. And this is on her delightful DK. It's all on her delightful DK. I have to go back and look at her posts to figure out, maybe she has something in mind for them. I can't remember. I can't remember anything. Anyway, so yeah, delightful DK. Beautiful. By the way, this also sort of goes with Sarah English's project bag. I didn't pull those out. Anyway, so I'm going to, examine that a little closer. Anyway, that's a lot. The most important thing is that I keep knitting all the things. I'm knitting everything. And this is very special. So anyway, look for our post on that. Let me go back to my notes. Oh, I have a little bit of chitter chatter to talk about. Anyway, if you have suggestions on the DK yarn, as I'm picking them up again, let me know if you have an idea for maybe a different pattern that would use these. I think they just go together so well. I just might wind them up and just start knitting and see what happens. Sometimes it's the best way to do it then, just knit. See what happens. All right. I think that's it, except for my little stories I have to tell you about Hurricane Michael. Now, oh my God. We have a house down on a strip, let's say it's between Panama City and Destin. So we're west of Panama City about 40 or 50 miles. East of Destin about 25 miles. So we're right in the middle there. So the hurricane, first tropical storm warnings. We were down at the beach. At first there was tropical storm warnings and all this kind of stuff. And we've been through a tropical storm before, and it was just a lot of wind and a lot of blowing around and a lot of rain and then stuff. Then everything was fine. So Bob said, should we go home? And I said, no, I think we'll be fine. We'll just ride it out. We'll be fine. Well, he's like, I don't know. Maybe we should go home. I said, no, I think it'll be fine. So then I'm literally getting my nails done at a nail shop down in Destin. And there's all this chatter about the hurricane and the storm that's coming. And they said, Rita, do you live here full time? And I said, no, I'm partly in Atlanta, partly here. They went, you better go home to Atlanta. I'm like, no. At the same time, in the yarn shop, my neighbor calls me. We're going. We're leaving. We're going west. We're going to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. We're out of here. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, we're going. I'm like, what? And the yarn shop people are like, you better go home right now after your nails are done and go. So I go racing home. I said, Bob, we got to go right now. He's like, what? I've been telling you we should go. I said, no, we should go right now. I'm wrong. We should go right now. So we got in the car. We packed up everything, except what's bothering me in my mind is that I had some perishables in the dairy drawer in the refrigerator. It's bothering me. Still bothering me. And we left. And the time zone there is right over the border, Eastern time zone. So the time zone there is Central time. We live in Eastern time. So we left there about 3 o'clock Central time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time, and drove straight home. Now, I don't know about you, I'm getting to the age where I really don't like to drive in the dark. Neither does Bob. Bob is not good at driving in the dark. He's a little too wary, and that makes me nervous too. I make him nervous when I drive, so it's nothing new. Anyway, we just took off, and we left. We got home 5.5 hours later, and dark, pitch black at night. And by the way, there are no lights along these highways, and I just kept tailing whoever was in front of me so I could see their lights ahead. Whew, I swear to God, I was so stressed out by the driving at night that I had to take a mental health day the next. I had to rest. I was like not getting out of pajamas. Then the storm worsened and got really bad, and it is horrible what happened down there. Mexico Beach, Panama City Beach, these are all, if the storm wobbled west, it would have been us. It wobbled, it hit straight east of us, about 40 or 50 miles east of us. Apparently our neighborhood did fine. We had some debris on the ground and lost power for about 12 hours. Everything was back up. Internet and phone came back up like a week later. Cable TV came back up 2 weeks later and is kind of wobbly. Cable TV is like a temporary solution, so I don't know. We sort of live on TV down there, so we may go down right after Thanksgiving just for a week. But we have a lot of people that help us down there, and they got our porch furniture back on the deck, and somebody came and cleaned our house, and I forgot to tell them to empty the refrigerator. If it was only a 12-hour loss, I'm sure, and the refrigerator was not open, I'm sure everything's going to be fine. So that was Hurricane Michael. We donated money to the Red Cross. I bought some things from a local 30A web store. They have a t-shirt they were selling called Shore Up, and it outlines the Panhandle. Horrible things. I have a lot of friends whose family are down there. I think we have a lot in our yarn community whose family is down there, and it is pretty devastating. It's pretty devastating. So I just hope we make it back, and my thoughts and prayers go out to everybody that's in that area. Awful. Let's see. So now I'm segueing something not so terrible. While I was down there, we were supposed to go see, my girlfriends and I, my yoga class and I were supposed to go see the movie A Star is Born. Well, you know, storm got waylaid. So I came back, and last week, a good friend of mine, Beverly, and I went to see A Star is Born. This is the third one I've seen. I never saw the first one, which had Janet Gaynor in it, which was done, I think, in the 30s. The second one, I think, was done in the 40s with Judy Garland. I love that movie. And the Barbra Streisand and Chris Christopherson one, I loved that one. I cannot tell you how much I loved this one. There are only a few movies I can see again and again and again. This will be one of them. I was blown away by Lady Gaga. I'm sort of an okay Lady Gaga fan, not really. I love her work with Tony Bennett. I think she's an incredible voice. Some of her earlier stuff was a little too, not my style, my taste, but her Tony Bennett work was just incredible. Her duets with Tony Bennett. She is incredible. I'm not talking about musically. I'm talking about acting. Her acting skills were over the top. I mean, that's all I can say. It was just the best. It was really, I would recommend it if you haven't seen it. Please go see it. It's really terrific. Anyway, what's coming up for me next? KnitStars 3. I'm so excited. I bought yarn for it. It's a lot of color work. You know, this is my third one. I'm a KnitStars All-Star because I've done all 3 of them. I love it. This is all about color work. Arnett and Carlos are interviewed. That's one of them. There's a lot more. I can't think. Crystal Seifert from Denmark. Mason Dixon knitting. I mean, there's so many. And Bud. There's so many great stars. Carson Demers, who is our physical therapist. I'm so excited. I'm like, I gotta clear the decks. I gotta clear the decks for KnitStars. So anyway, look into it because I think the registration for that is opening up today or tomorrow for one more week. If you can grab it, do it. You will not regret it. And by the way, I always look back on KnitStars 1, KnitStars 2. Like, what is it? What do they say about that? I mean, it's fantastic. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to stop now. Anyway, look for our posts on Sarah English, Perry, and me for the giveaway of the project bag and the wonderful Barnyard Knits knitting. It's so beautiful. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm like, do I really want to give it away? Yeah, I do, because I love it. And hopefully Kim will come out with another set of Winter Wonderland minis. These are Winter Wonderland. Wouldn't that be a great Christmas gift for yourself? Anyway, and if you subscribe to my channel, you get an extra entry. Okay, I can't go wrong with that. Let me know what you think about the new lighting and the new setting, whether you like me sitting in my knitting chair or not. Love some feedback. Anyway, mwah, to all of you, I love you, and I'll see you real soon with updates on my FOs and my continuing whips and all that. And, you know, I'm still doing lots of other things I haven't even talked about. Okay, that's sign off now. Have a great week. This is Wednesday. Yeah, not bad. All right. Love you all. See you. Bye.